Hello everyone, greetings from Open Doors for Children International. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for being live. Andrew Malala. Today we shall be addressing ourselves on a topic about children with disabilities. Children with disabilities face a lot of challenges within the various communities where we stay, where we come from. Though there are also like other children, but in the communities where we stay, these children are looked at differently by the leaders, by the parents themselves, by the community members, by the fellow children that they go with to school. So as we were reaching out to the messages last week and over those other weeks, that today we shall be discussing about the children with disabilities and how best can we be in position to help these children with disabilities in our communities to also be in position to take part and to also gain from the services that government has put up and the various initiatives that the private sector, the NGOs, that they have also designed. That these other children with disabilities can also be in position to benefit from these programs that are designed for children. And then we shall also be in position to talk about how are these children being affected in the communities where they stay, be it accessing the services in the communities, how are they treated within the community, and how best can we be in position to help these children with disabilities to be in position also to access the services and also for them to be included within the various programs that are designed with the government. We shall also be in position to talk about the various programs that we can come up with as of how best can we be in position to design programs that are fit for even the children with disabilities in the communities where we come from. Not forgetting that even children with disabilities, they are also children like others. So these children also need to attain the services like any other child in the community or like any other child in the various places where I come from, because these children with disabilities, they never wished to be like the way how they are, and it's not a crime for them to have the disabilities, but that's how they were created, that's how they were born. So we should not segregate amongst the children. So today we shall be addressing ourselves on that topic in line with children with disabilities and the problems that they are facing in the various communities or the sectors at large. For purposes of following up our programs, those people who are live, those people, the community of our Facebook page for Open Doors for Children International, it's a reminder that we also came up with a YouTube channel. It's also Open Doors for Children International. And the various videos, the various information that we share on the Facebook page, we also go ahead and post it on the other YouTube channel. So in case you missed out this side, you can always catch up the other side on our YouTube channel for purposes of being on the same line. So straight out we shall start. A person with disability means a person having psychological, intellectual, sensory, or mental impairment, which substantially limits one or more of the major life activities of that person. Basically, a person with disability, to us at Open Doors for Children International, we believe that these are also human beings, the way how we are. Only that there are some levels whereby we differ from these people with disabilities. However, it does not regard them to be discriminated among the community, only that we have to work with them to enable them to be in position to attain the necessary services, for them to be in position to feel that they are also human beings like us. Do you get, colleagues? Children with disabilities can and want to be productive members of the society. These children with disabilities that you are looking at, at times, parents, when they deliver a child, let's say someone who is blind, someone who is lame, among others, these people, they look at these children as being problems to them, not knowing that there is a reason as to why this person was created like that. Do you get? We should not go ahead and discriminate these people. However, we should be in position to help these people to be at the same page with us. Take an example in the schools. We should be in position to ask government and the civil society organizations to design programs that are fit for these people who are disabled. For instance, the blind, we can call upon government and other stakeholders to provide equipments and scholastic materials that can be used by someone who is blind. Do you get? So through that, we shall be empowering and enabling this person by not segregating. Remember, we are not meant to segregate these people. However, we are meant to work with them because they are also human beings and they also need us. We also need them at some point. So these children with disabilities have faced in the various communities where we come from, be it right from the families, the communities, the various societies. As these people are looked at, these children are looked at as being a problem, as being a curse to a family. Just imagine, how do you refer to a person as a curse? Do you get? Not knowing that we are all equal and we were all created by the same God. By someone having a problem, it does not mean that you're far different from that person. But we should be in position to realize that these people are also human beings like us. They're also human beings like us. So there is no need of looking at them as being curses or problems to us in the society, but we should only be in position to work with the various stakeholders to enable these people to attain and have a good life within the societies where we stay. And the various families, take an example whereby they have a blind child or a lame child or some other child who is disabled. In any case, they usually give the priority of educating someone who is not disabled as for someone who is disabled. I guess you get the point where that I'm trying to drive at. In that, I'll first give an example. In those days, some parents usually were more interested in teaching or in taking a boy child to school as compared to a girl child, referring to a girl child as best fit for marriage only. Do you get? The same applies to how the disabled children are treated in the families. That Some parents look at these disabled children as not being important and not being of any value to the families. And yet, they are of great importance to the communities and the families at large. So, as parents, I call upon you as parents, you should not discriminate among children. However much this child is disabled, that child is of great importance as the other children that you have who are not disabled. So we should uh, we should not discriminate among the children that we have in the health services or in the health sector. These people are discriminated in that some hospitals are built, or even in the education setting and other offices. Very many buildings have been constructed minus a lane where a disabled person can be in position to access other offices on the topmost floor. Instead of being in position to put there a climbing lane for someone who is lame to use, or for someone who is disabled in that case to use. So this alone shows that in our communities, we are discriminating other people. So as the stakeholders in the communities, let us come up with a mechanism, a plan of how to be in position to provide these services to the disabled people as compared to the way how we treat the other children, whom to you regard as being normal. In the when it comes to the job setting, as in getting jobs, people who are not disabled are more quick in getting jobs as compared to someone who is disabled. Why? Why do we discriminate people in our communities to that extent? In that someone who is lame, you do not give them the opportunities to also take part in the job world. So I call upon the government and other stakeholders who are good in implementing the policies of government that we should be in position to come up with strategies, with policies that make these employees be in position to provide jobs even to the disabled people, because they also need an earning, they also need to survive. It is through them taking part in these jobs that they can be in position to get some money to buy foods, to buy basic needs. Okay, so we should be in position to encourage government and other stakeholders to do the same. uh, let us also address ourselves to to okay, here we go. how how to help children affected with disabilities. How can we be in position to help these children who have been affected with disabilities? One, involve them in decision making. This is a crucial part. At many times when government and other stakeholders, the NGOs, the private sector, when they are designing programs and policies for the nation at large, they forget to include the people with disabilities. And yet, these policies that are designed and the programs that are designed, they are all meant to cater for every citizen in the country. So by you leaving out the people with disabilities, it means that you're not incorporating them into the system. But by us involving them in the decision making, in coming up with decisions within our communities, through this we can be in position to empower them. And by involving them in the decision making, we can be in position to also get to know the areas that they are best at. Okay, someone might be lame, but when he's good at being a secretary, someone might be lame, but when he's good at being a spokesperson, being a chairman, you get, being an LC1 chairperson, being a youth counselor, among others. But if we discriminate them at the point of them being lame, it means that we are doing a disservice to other people within our various communities where we stay. 2. Coordinate services to support the children with disabilities. Very many programs have been designed, very many policies, but they have not gone beyond the rooms where these policies have been discussed from. Why? Because in most cases, the money that maybe is assigned to these programs of helping the children and the people with disabilities ends up in those various offices. And yet, these partial policies could have been good in helping the children with disabilities to attain the basics that they need, the basic necessities that they need. Move beyond minimum standards. As we continue to come up with programs and policies of seeing how best we can be in position to help these children with disabilities and the people with disabilities, we should be in position to move out of the minimum standards. Take for instance, if at all we have been providing the basic education, we should be in position to provide beyond the minimum standards. In the UPE sector, for example, if we have been providing maybe for meals and books, we should move beyond that. We should be in position to also offer the instruments or the equipments that are necessary for the children with disabilities. For instance, the blind children, those who have hearing problems. We should go as far as that. We should be in position to get the basics to provide for these children. Then also support families. Remember, the family is the smallest unit or smallest institution in any setting. So if you want to cause any change, you have to be in position to start with the families. By you supporting the families of the children with disabilities, in this sense, it means that you're empowering these families. And these people will not be stigmatized in the communities. Do you get? Because if a parent is not in position to offer school fees for all the children, or if the family, the parents are not in position to offer the best and to be in a position to buy the best instruments for the children with disability, then us as stakeholders, we come in to support these families. Through this, we can be in position to bring a stop, to bring an end in line with the discriminating of children in the communities and also stigmatizing these people. We shall be in position to empower the families more to help these children to deliver. Then we should also end institutionalization of children with disabilities. Colleagues, if we are to be in position to help the children with disabilities, this issue of putting them, for example, in an organization or in a school for only disabled children, this is very bad. This alone brings more stigma to these children. it brings more discrimination and segregation amongst the children. But by us ending this issue of institutionalization of children with disabilities, it can be a starting point for it alone to empower these children and to also enable them to engage with other children in the community. Through this, they can be in position to share ideas. You get. Then we should also be in position to dismantle barriers to inclusion. By dismantling these barriers to inclusion, we are creating more room and space for these children to interact and to engage in the various aspects that are conducted within the community. For instance, whereby people with disability are not employed in other sectors. By us dismantling that barrier and encouraging these stakeholders to also employ the people with disabilities, that alone can be of great importance to these people, in that we shall be changing the mindset of these people, of the not only for the people who are disabled, but also the people in the communities. We shall be changing their mindset. Okay? And this will cause an end to segregation. This will cause an end to discrimination, among others, within the communities where we stay. Then we should also be in a position to fight discrimination. By fighting discrimination, we shall be in position to cause an end to the suffering of the people who are disabled in our communities. So, but through that, these people will be in position to live in our communities happily, and we shall be in position to interact with them as often as possible. So, colleagues, as we sum up our topic for today, which has been about children with disabilities, how do we do it at Open Doors for Children International? Now, at Open Doors for Children International, we work with other stakeholders in the community, like the politicians, the religious leaders, and other people who come in to support Open Doors for Children International. So we come up with, we design programs that are best for these children. We also encourage the parents to offer these children the same basics as they are offered to other children within the community. So through encouraging this family factor, we're in position to engage the communities also more. We also engage with government to design policies to come up with programs that are fit and best for the children with disabilities. So through them designing programs that are best and fit for children with disabilities, this alone brings an end to discrimination within the communities and also empowers these people who are disabled, and they are also in position to feel empowered and loved in the community. We also have other programs like caring. We include these children. We encourage them to take part in these programs: caring, crafting, baking, among others, for them to be in position to start up their own programs, their own projects to get earnings and income from those. And by working with their families, we also encourage the parents to join our programs, still of training them on how to create and come up with more income generating programs to be in position to sustain their families. So by working with the families and the stakeholders, we're in position to create and cause more impact for the children in the community. In these times of COVID-19, children are suffering, parents are suffering, we are all suffering in the various communities where we stay. It is of great importance for us to know that COVID-19 is for real and it's still with us. So members, always remember to wash your hands as often as possible. Always to wear a face mask when you're going to a public gathering. Avoid handshakes, avoid hugs, and also let us follow the guidelines that are put forth by our government and the technocrats, the health ministry team. Through this, we shall be in position to overcome. The government needs us, and we all still need each other. We all need each other. So, colleagues, let's work together for the best of changing our communities and for the best of causing more and more impact within the communities where we stay. You should not remember Open Doors for Children International has a YouTube channel which is called Open Doors for Children International. If you've missed a program that was live, you can always follow us on that YouTube channel and our Facebook page for Open Doors for Children International. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for always being cooperative and working with us at Open Doors for Children International. We appreciate. May the good Lord bless you so much. I remain yours, Andrew Malala, the CEO of Open Doors for Children International. For God and my country, be blessed.